Hello, this is Candy from eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and I am coming at you with a very late monthly planner tour. The month of June is halfway over, I am fully aware, but this is actually the first chance I've had to go ahead and come in front of the camera and do a planner tour. Why, you may be wondering? Well, because my oldest son got married this past weekend, so it's been a very busy month, and just now things are starting to slow down and starting to head back towards normal. Now, if you watched my 3-day vlog of the Mother of the Groom video that I put up before this video a few days ago, then you saw that I am not in a Lux Productivity Pro planner anymore. Now, I still love their binders. I do have one beef with them, and it's kind of a big one, and that is, let's see, I have 4 of their binders, and 3 out of the 4 came with gappy rings, and the one that didn't have gappy rings almost has gappy rings. So while I think their faux leather material is fabulous, I think their pocket layout in both the compact and the A5 is genius. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. Their rings are junk. So I've given up trying to play around with the rings, trying to fix the gaps. I actually have one that I can't fix. And it's sad because it's a cappuccino, and yeah, this isn't going to work. I don't know if you can see that, but every single ring is quite gappy. So I might play around with them. I might go ahead and make this an experimental binder and maybe cut open the spine in there and just replace the rings. But yeah, until I get around to fixing the rings in all of my Productivity Pro planners, I'm probably just not going to be in them. I do have the purple one, and compact has the best rings. That one, there's 2 gappy rings, and those fixed up pretty easily. But yeah, this cappuccino one, that I can't fix that. So it's probably the gappiest rings I've ever seen. So yes, their product is great. Their inserts are great. But the rings are worse than Michael's Recollections, and they're worse than Agenda 52, and I consider those cheap rings, but these are worse. So, you know, be forewarned, though, that if you do go with the Lux Productivity Planner, the Pro, it is fabulous. The planning system is great, but you may have to do a few returns if you get some really badly gappy rings. So I am in this. And this, you may recognize if you know much about planners, this is a portable size Daytimer Malibu. Daytimer's portable size is the same as Filofax personal size. And Daytimer discontinued their Malibu years ago, which was, in my opinion, the biggest and worst mistake their company could make. Their Malibus was like the gem of their company, in my opinion. So luckily, you know, I had fallen in love with the Malibus when they were still available from Daytimer, so I already have myself a nice little collection of them to change around, and this one is the one in teal. And I have them both in the portable or personal size and also in the classic or half letter size. So this is what I am in. And I really like it because the Malibus are actually very stuffable. They're a semi-floppy, but not too floppy, but not at all structured. So they kind of hold their shape, but they're floppy enough where they're really bendy and very stuffable. So that's pretty nice. I would put the floppiness on these quite comparable to the Filofax Maldings. All right, now, I am no longer using the Productivity Lux Pro inserts for planning. I think they're great. There's not enough room in there for me to do just my daily tasks, so I kept having to, most days, carry them over and just fill them in on the back of the page or elsewhere on the page. So I don't have enough room for that. And I did get tired of the font. I don't know, the font is almost comic-like, but not quite. I don't know what the name of the font is. But it's cute in the beginning, but I personally did get tired of it. So I went back to the inserts that I've been using most of the year already, and that's the At a Glance Seascapes Day on 2 page, which is, of course, basically the same as Franklin Covey and Daytimer Day on 2 page, but way cheaper. So let's go inside, and I will show you what I have been using for June and what I'm currently in. So going inside, the Daytimer Malibu has 2 pen loops. So it comes with a pen loop on the front and on the back, and I very much like that because I prefer to carry 2 pens. Currently my main pen is a blue pen, and then my secondary pen is a purple pen, and I'm currently in Pilot G2 pens with the 07 ink. And it's working for me, and it just writes really smooth. So I'm just currently enjoying the Pilot G2s. All right, so in the front, I just have to cover a few cards there. There's a front zipper pocket. Inside that front zipper pocket, I keep some change. And then we have a little slit pocket on the side that opens up. And inside that pocket, I keep some cash. And then inside these card slots, I have some of my main cards, which I'm covering up. And then inside the top card slot, I just have Avery dots, Avery labels, whole reinforcement stickers. And then inside the ID window is my washi card, and then I have a journaling card sticking out from that with some notes to myself written on the other side of that journaling card. Now, my first main page is my scripture page that I've been using most of the year, and the scriptures it has on it is Romans 12:2, Mark 11:24, Philippians 4:4, Philippians 4:6-7, Romans 8:28, 1 John 3:22 through 23, and then on the other side it also has Matthew 22:36 through 40 and Galatians 5:22 through 25. So those are just some scriptures that I enjoy having at the front of my planner. Now, I have this laminated, so it also functions as my front page lifter. And then on the facing page to that is another laminated paper, scrapbook paper, and then adhered to that is our current family photo. And then the other side is a current couples photo of my husband and I. Now, I was using this one, but I am now 25 pounds lighter than in that picture. So now I'm using one that we took this weekend that we had taken of my husband and I when we were dressed up and getting ready to head out to the wedding. My husband doesn't have his tie on in the picture, but other than that, he was just about completely ready. So here's my after picture, and you can see my weight loss. So you can get perimenopausal weight off. You just need to be patient and consistent. All right, and then after that, I have a running grocery list. So I just have some paper I keep up front here, and I just write down what I run low on or what I am out of as I'm going through the week, so that when it comes to the day that I have planned each week to make my official formal grocery list, then I know to access this because this is what I've been running out of or low on throughout the week. So I have several sheets of paper for that. And then after that we come to my divider. I have 6 main dividers, all homemade. So my first divider is labeled home, and it's to my homemaking section, and it looks like this. And inside my homemaking section, I have a page of my daily chores. And then after that I have a page of my children's daily chores. And then after that, I have a page of the children's paid chores. I just recently put a new one in, so I filled the old one out. And that's just where I just track any paid chores that the children do, and then each Saturday is their pay day. And after that, I just keep an envelope that I keep their chore money in for paying them each week. And then after that, I have the children's table chores. And then after that, I have my deep cleaning and organization projects. And then over here is my master grocery list, which has a little top flag on it. Because if I grab that flag and flip the page, it brings me to my menu for the week. And then after that, I have breakfast ideas. And then I have lunch ideas and supper ideas. And then after that, I have my Thanksgiving and New Year's menus. And then, by the way, my breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas also each contain not just the main dish, but 2 sides to go with each main dish. And then after that, we come to my pink pages. I have a little side tab adhered there, and this is my table of contents to my recipes. So I have my recipes divided into sections, and these table of contents are to the sections, not to every recipe. So just turning to a random section in my recipes, looks like this. And recipes take up the rest of my homemaking section. So then we come to my next divider, which is labeled school. So this is my homeschool section, which of course is fairly under construction and not completely up to date now, since we are wrapping up our homeschool and getting ready to start the next school year. So we homeschool year-round, Monday through Thursday, but we do take the month of July off. And here in the month of June, it's fairly light homeschool because we finished out just about everything. So it starts getting lighter, and then in July we are done for the month. But this is a homeschool schedule that we have been going off of for this school year. And then after that, this is the curriculum charter course of study that we have been going off of for this school year. And then after that, the children's reading list and their copywork assignments. I homeschool my children via the Trivium method, always have and always will, all the way through. After that, we have our Monday school and our Tuesday and Wednesday school and our Thursday school, and then some note paper. And that completes the homeschool section. Now my third divider is labeled budget, and as it says, it is my budgeting section. So in here, the very first page I have is my budget guide, where I just have written down reoccurring expenses and which paycheck that they occur on throughout the month. And I reference this when I go over my budget. After that, I just have sheets of filler paper. At the top of each sheet of filler paper, I write down the date of that current check. I look at my budget guide to see which reoccurring expenses are assigned to that check. I then look at my monthly calendar to see what's coming up. That'll be additional expenses, and I just run my budget off of that. So we'll move on to my next divider, which is labeled reference. And the pages in my reference section are numbered, so I have a table of contents, so I can turn to each thing, and I have a few things tabbed or flagged because these are things that I turn to very regularly. So inside reference, I have gift ideas, kids, grocery week, checklist, stock list, perpetual calendar, codes, family information, directions, contacts, and health. And then in health is just some things as I've been learning how to naturally try to balance my hormones as I am on my journey going through perimenopause. I've been starting to need to take notes and write things down instead of just keeping it all in my head. All right, so now we move to the next divider, which is labeled assorted. And this is kind of my miscellaneous brain dump scratch paper section. So I have notes in here on temporary things. I have rehearsal, dinner, and wedding planning type notes in here that I can now actually remove from my planner. And then I have notes for like my website, notes for the kids and projects they're on, etc. And I also keep extra filler paper in here. So whenever I need filler paper for anywhere else in my planner, I can grab it from the back of my assorted section. So my last homemade divider is labeled planning, and it looks like this. So this is where, of course, we get into more of the planning section of my planner. So going inside that, the first few pages here, I just have some sticky notes. I probably need to add some more in here as they're kind of getting thinned down, but I do use them. And then I have yearly overview of 2021 and 2022 by Filofax. It's on a glossy cardstock, so it's really durable. And then we come to my month on 2 pages. I have all of 2021 in here, month on 2 pages. They are at a glance, month on 2 pages. So since this is June, here's the June divider for that. And then my June month on 2 pages. So in my month on 2 pages, I don't just record reoccurring things like trash day, because I don't want to forget that, and of course appointments, but I also have little letter codes where I track things, where I track menstruation, headache, if I've had a urinary tract infection, or if I've had stomach issues, various things like that. And I just have letter codes for everything, and I track them here. And I also track cycles several months back in the sidebar for what's going on menstrually with me. So that's, I track a lot of that stuff on the monthly pages. Now after that, we go to today, and I am on day on 2 pages. So there's page 1 and then page 2. And between page 1 and page 2, I have my page finder. I'm using the Lux Productivity page finder. I really like their page finders. It's like the Moterm page finders, except these actually pop in and out of the rings a bit more quietly than the Moterm ones do, which is handy since I usually do my planning in bed and I don't want to disturb my husband if he happens to be sleeping. All right, and then after that I have my master schedule, and I have it laminated, and my master schedule is the same on both sides so that I can see it no matter if I'm looking at the first or second page of my day on 2 pages. And I have a tab on the top of my master schedule purely to make it easier to turn instead of trying to grab the edge, so that I can turn it and flip it over quickly. So let me turn forward a little bit here to a blank day on 2 pages so you can see what it looks like. And these day on 2 pages are, I believe it's called size 3 by At a Glance, which is the exact same size as personal size, and this is their Seascapes. And it looks like this. Okay, and I just keep 1 month at a time of the day on 2 pages in here. So I move past all of the planning pages, and then I have a filler page, and at the top I've written Future Planning 2022 Plus, and of course that's where I have future events written down there. And then after that I have an envelope, and that's just for when I need to just pop things in, coupons or money for a dentist if we're heading over to a dentist or whatever. So I have this handy envelope here. And then I have one of those zip pockets where I just keep some other things that I like to keep with me, receipts, appointment cards, little doodads, things like that. And then after that is my back page lifter, where I do keep some labels, tabs, and flags for when I need them. And then after that we come to the back. I have a notepad in here. This is At a Glance. I can't remember what it's called, but it's comparable to the Kathy Davis by Daytimer, but these are way cheaper. And then I have 2 pockets here at the bottom where I just keep some more of my cards. And then the slit pocket that the notepad is in, also in there, I just have some checks, postage stamps, and some deposit and withdrawal slips for my bank that I like to keep tucked in there. So the Malibu is very stuffable, very, very hard to find and get if you didn't already get to purchase them when they were still available. I rarely ever see them on eBay, and when I do, usually they are quite overpriced, but you know, overpriced is relative because they're not available anymore, and they are extremely extreme high quality planner. So this concludes my June planner tour. Have a blessed day.